This is Morning Motivation for Educators on the Bee Podcast Network. Learn about all the shows at beepodcastnetwork.com. You'll hear from a variety of formal and informal educators who help put this podcast together. If you'd like to contribute your voice to this show, please go to morningmotivationedu.com to apply. I'm Danielle Nuhfer, an educator for over 20 years who went up against 2 bouts of serious teacher burnout before finally realizing that I needed to share what worked and what didn't with educators everywhere. This is when Teaching Well was born. At Teaching Well, I partner with schools who recognize that when they prioritize well-being, true teaching and learning can happen. And there's nothing more integral to building this kind of school culture than finding ways to care for yourself in the midst of all the school day hustle and bustle. Building in these moments is what this show is all about and what I hope to bring to you each time I get the opportunity to speak with you here. And with that, let's begin. Today's morning motivation is reminding you to be on the lookout to the darker side of summer vacation. We've heard it all before, how lucky we are to be teachers. We get so much time off. We don't have to work the summer, blah, 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 blah. What I want to talk about today is something that not many teachers talk about. And maybe a lot of teachers don't even talk about it to each other because we think we're all alone. But I've been talking to a lot of teachers, and they've experienced something that I'm choosing to call the darker side of their summer vacation. A while back, I was having an exchange with a colleague, and she eloquently stated something that I haven't been able to quite explain as precisely before. She said something like, I know we all feel some type of elation when the school year is over and our rooms are finally neatly packed away for the next school year. The summer is a buffet of possibilities. That's a great feeling. I would love to have a discussion about the flip side of that experience. While I am so happy the break has arrived, there's also an adjustment for many of us. Personally, I feel rootless and at loose ends, not quite knowing exactly what to do with my life when it enters this less intense phase. I am happy to have a break, but I am also feeling something else as I let go of each school year. Have you ever felt that way at the end of the school year? Rootless and at loose ends? Not quite knowing exactly what to do with your life when it enters this less intense phase? I know I could relate to this feeling, and so could many of the other teachers I've talked to. And I decided to call it the darker side of summer vacation. It seems this probably isn't talked about because it's hard to say to a non-teacher friend, wow, I'm feeling a little off because I don't have to work for 12 weeks, or to a spouse, I'm feeling a little down in the dumps because I don't know what to do with myself all day, especially because both of these people may have been the ones we confided in about how stressful our day-to-day job actually is. But that's precisely why this kind of dramatic shift happens. We have been literally in the trenches of our job for 9 months, and then in a pretty quick instant, poof, it's all over. I don't want to compare it to a war per se, but the analogy is useful. It might be a better fit to compare it to a race we've been training for or a surprise party we've been planning for a friend. We have so much focus on that one thing, and then it's just over. Our purpose and energy that was once consumed by this event is no longer needed. So one thing that comforted me was knowing that I was not the only teacher who felt this way. It didn't mean I was ungrateful for the time off, that I didn't appreciate having less of a schedule or wouldn't find a way to spend my time, but it was definitely uncomfortable at first. And that was okay. In fact, it was good to just be with this uncomfortability. As I've been exploring this darker side of summer vacation, I've been talking to teachers who shared these further frustrations. I don't know where to begin when the things that with the things that I've been putting off all school year. I don't know how to create a balance with more time. I have goals, but always get to the end of the summer and didn't accomplish anything I intended to. And one that I hear all the time, I just don't know how to relax. As I've talked to more and more teachers, this is a consistent theme that not many people talk about, and I just wanted to bring some awareness to it. If you've had the experience of struggling with this darker side of your sunny summer vacation, you are so not alone. So next time we're together, I'm going to bring you some motivation for how to work with this. But for today, just know that you are not the only one. So keep this motivation close to your heart today. May you know that it's perfectly normal to be uncomfortable when life gets a little less hectic and busy. If this morning's motivation resonated with you, I'd love to connect more. You can find all the different ways we can partner together at teachingwell.life. Thanks for listening. In whatever role you have in education, we have a podcast for you at bpodcastnetwork.com. Who among your friends and colleagues needs to hear this message today? Please share it with them right now.